Hello. You may need to sow some seeds indoors, either to get an early start in the spring or to protect them from animals that could dig them up and consume them. In our case it's both. I've lost 95% of my broad bean seedlings to mice, digging them up to get at the seeds. So we have to grow them indoors till they are past the stage where mice would be interested in them. This presents a problem where a large pot would accommodate the roots but would take up a lot of space, and a small pot is not deep enough to support the roots. One solution is to use plastic root trainers, but these can be expensive, especially if you want to grow lots of seedlings. There is also the environmental cost to consider, as we're all trying to reduce plastic waste. These plastic root trainers don't last forever, so a more biodegradable option is needed. Fortunately, a solution is at hand that is freely available to everyone. Beans have long tap roots, so ideally they should be planted in a kitchen towel holder so that the root has got plenty of space to grow down. But you can't get hold of that many. But obviously toilet rolls are shorter but plentiful. If you put a bean in, it's a bit too short for the roots of beans, so as I bought from different places, some are wider than others, so I can put the thinner ones inside the thicker ones. So once that's filled up, I can put that in, so I end up with a tall broad bean pot. And then when it comes to transplanting, I can just put the whole thing into the ground, not mess about with root trainers, and it's something that we all use. So it's one way of recycling the cardboard from toilet rolls. Obviously it's just paper, so it will rot down once it's in the soil. Ideally I would not have used these plastic modules. I would have used wooden spaces to separate the toilet rolls, but I didn't have any, so I'm using these modules. I've put the widest ones into these slightly larger modules and the smaller ones, slightly narrower ones, in the smaller modules. I push them right down into the modules. That's there to hold it in place, and it allows a bit of space between the toilet rolls, because if they're stuck together then mould and nasty stuff can grow between them. So this gives them a bit of air, but I've run out of toilet rolls that will fit inside each other, so for the last few what I'll have to do is do something a little different. The ones I've got are all the same width, so what I've done is I've just torn a hole in that one, and then I can just fold that over and squeeze it into that one, and there we go, hey presto, a long toilet roll. And by comparison it's not quite as tall as a kitchen roll holder, but it'll do for what I need. Okay, so that's the two rolls, one inside the other. What I do is I just fill the first one till it's almost to the top. Now squeeze that down a little bit, put the second one on top. I'm going to put the beans in and then I'll fill that up to the top. So that is how to make a long toilet roll pot for broad beans. Well, any beans really. This is how well cardboard works for wicking up water. I haven't watered these from the top. I've just put some water in the tray and it soaked it all up. I added some more last night and it soaked that up as well. Pretty much soaked everything up to the top, but there's only a little bit and I don't think it can go that far. The cardboard doesn't reach that far right there to the bottom because obviously it's inside the plastic. But yeah, it does a good job of wicking up water, and that's why I need to put them in these modules to keep a bit of airspace between them. Otherwise it would just get a nasty mess because there'd be no air flowing between them to sort of keep the cardboard a little bit dry. If it gets too wet and moist, then it starts developing funguses and things. It's ready to put the seeds in. Planting is dead easy. Take a bean and make sure it's not that way around, it's this way around. Push it in. And it needs to be 5 centimeters, which is up to my knuckle there. So if I make sure that that is level with the top of the toilet roll, and then just And a bit of compost. Just tamp it down gently. Don't want to make it too solid, but because the bean's got to come through it. And then just add a bit of water just to moisten that top bit of compost, and that's it. Do the same with all the rest, and the beans are ready. And 3 weeks later they're ready to be planted in the ground. These are in double depth toilet rolls, so they're quite deep, so you need to dig a deep, but look at the roots on that. Once they take off they'll do well. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to see similar videos, updates on our garden and allotment and other instructional videos, please subscribe for updates on future videos. Goodbye for now, and come back soon.